In this video I'm presenting you the most complete pull-up training routine to help you achieve your first ever clean pull-up. If you follow every step of it, you won't need to search any other video on how to learn a pull-up, but you gotta stay consistent. So here we have our exercise routine with one exercise that will have a progression. Ideally you should do it 3 times a week with at least 1 day of rest. If you can't or just don't want to do it as often, it's fine as long as you do it at least once a week. Okay, our first and most important exercise will be a negative pull-up. I have my little brother here, he can't do a pull-up yet as well. He's gonna show you how to do those exercises properly. So first go to a pull-up bar. You're gonna have to find a way to get on top of your pull-up bar. You can use low pull-up bars, deep bars, or you can just jump. Now when you're at the top, try to hold this position as long as possible, and if you can't, go down as slow as possible. Every time try to do your best, and every time you're going to be slower and slower, and eventually you'll be able to hold at the top for at least 10 seconds. Do this exercise for 6 repetitions for 3 sets. If you can do more than 6, then stop when you begin to fall too quickly. Between sets, rest at least for 3 minutes. If you feel too tired on the next sets, you can rest more as long as it's below 5 minutes. And now the very important thing in calisthenics is form. Good form not only will make you pull-ups look better, but also progress much quicker. First, try it just with a dead hang. Squeeze your legs together, use your core to make yourself as straight as possible. And the most important is to protract your scapula. To understand how it works, put your hands in front of you and then squeeze your shoulder blades. Notice how your arms go back without even bending them. Now just do this on pull-up bar. Now in the beginning you won't be able to think about all of these things at the same time while also doing negatives. So just try your best, and with practice it will become natural to you. Okay, and the progression that I was talking about is when you'll be able to hold at the top for at least 10 seconds. Switch to jumping negatives. To do this, instead of just jumping, try to use your leg force as little as possible and try to pull yourself up. Same at least 6 reps for 3 sets. Every time try to use as little jump and as much pull as possible to get to the top. Now the very important thing to understand is, as a beginner, your body is new to workout, and you'll probably notice that in your last set and maybe even in second, you won't be able to do as much pull-ups as in your first. But don't worry, you don't have to adjust your workout plan, just keep doing this, your body will adapt, and eventually you will be able to do everything consistently. Our second exercise is actually 2 exercises that we will be switching between our workout days. Those 2 exercises are assistant band pull-ups and Australian pull-ups. Australian pull-ups help you build strength, and assistant band pull-ups help you mimic the full range of motion to help you train the good form, but the assistance isn't very consistent. So if you're gonna train 2 times a week, do Australian pull-ups twice a week and assistant bands once. And if you'll train less than this, do Australian pull-ups at least once a week. For the Australian pull-ups, you'll have to find a low pull-up bar, rings, or get creative. Find an angle where you can do about 8 pull-ups with straight form. And the form here is similar. Squeeze your legs, use your core to make yourself a stick, and protract your scapula. Do about 8 reps for 3 sets as well. Now on the other days you will be using the assistant band. Just set up your band on the pull-up bar, as always keep your form, and just do a pull-up. Try to find a band where you can as well do about 8 pull-ups, but if you have one that you can do more than 8 with, it's also fine, since it's more for training form than strength. Do as many sets as you can for 3 sets, and always remember to not help with your legs. We're training arms, right? Again, rest for 3 to 5 minutes. The next 2 exercises are to help you build strength in other areas of your pull-up. First is scapula pull-up. I already showed you how to do this exercise, so now we're just going to do it for reps without any assistance. Just open the pull-up bar, hold it for about 1 second and release. Try to aim for 10 to 15 reps, but just do as much as possible for at least 1 set. You can do 2 or 3 sets if you're not bored yet. And finally, the last exercise is a dead hang. So we're going to train it until you can do about 45 seconds. So if you already can, you can skip it if you want to. Just open the pull-up bar, go to perfect form position, and just hold for as long as you can. You don't have to do it for sets, just a couple times throughout the day, just randomly open the bar and hold your longest. So those were all of the exercises. Always keep a good form for faster improvements, and yeah, that's about it. Also, once you get to your first pull-up, you will progress to more pull-ups much quicker. So stay consistent and good luck. Good luck.